Hi, my friends. Welcome to Deep Six, the Deep State. You notice the new digs around here. I told you yesterday we moved our studio. We'll be moving it again. There are a bunch of polls out, a lot of them, in fact, all of them, now show that Donald Trump is definitely moving up. There are the reliable, really good polling done by Rasmussen, which surveys likely voters. And then there are the crappy polls done by everybody else, who survey either all adults, of whom only about a quarter vote in off-year elections, or all registered voters, of whom only about half vote in off-year elections, more like about 45%. But when you do likely voters, 70 or 80% of the sample is voting. And among likely voters, Trump months ago moved up into the high 40s and about 4 or 5 times even hit 50. They do them daily. But now, the other polls, the ones that do broader samples and have a lot of people included, are also showing increase by Trump. Back at the start of this year, his job approval was an average of 37%, according to RealClearPolitics.com, where you can get all the polling data. And it grew gradually until late February, and then in March it dropped again a little bit. And then in April, it's moved up smartly, and now it's at 43%, 42.9. So a 6-point gain. And that transforms Trump from a liability into at least a neutral factor in the off-year elections. You got to project that if he produces on the North Korea deal, he's going to go up even further, and the midterm elections will be more of a lock. In the meantime, the other phenomenon that kind of confirms that is that what they call the generic party voting, where they say if, in general, regardless of the candidates, if the election were held today in your congressional district, would you vote for the Democrat or the Republican candidate? And the Republicans have gained 5 points in that, and from about 9 to about 5, Democratic advantage, really about 4 points. And the Democrats are 5 ahead, but because of the way the congressional districts are designed, and because of the concentration of Democrats in urban areas, they need to be 5 ahead to be at 0, to be about even. That's because so many of their districts are all minority, and they can't cast 110% votes for the Democrats. They can just reach 100 or 90. And if you have more and more voters in those districts who say we're going to vote Democrat, it really has no impact on the national control of the Congress. And Republicans don't have any equivalent districts that are almost 100% Republican, because the party isn't ethnically based as the Democratic Party is. So the Democrats really at the moment are basically even in the generic ballot, and Trump is about 5 points better than Obama was in job approval. So those are all very positive trends. But the other thing that's even more important is that Democrats are losing the millennials, voters between 18 and 34. The Reuters and Ipsos did a poll of 11,000 millennials, a gigantic sample, like no margin of error. And they found that if the election were held today, Democrats and Republicans would split evenly 39-39, whereas that's a body of people who Hillary won against Trump by 55-36, 19 points. So that indicates a very sizable shift. And it means that the economy is really impacting young people. They're really seeing that it's doing well now, and it never did under Obama. And they're on their job hunt, and that's terribly important to them. So of the 3 props that are holding up the Democratic Party, ethnicity, gender, and age, they're about to lose the age prop for younger voters. So that's all really good news. Now, while we're discussing trends, this video is sponsored by the Patriot Gold Group. You know, the Dow has gone from 2,500 to 2,300 since the first of the year. So if you put $100,000 into the Dow, congratulations, you now have 92,000 4 months into the year. And on top of that, there's also a 2% drop in the growth in inflation. So you really only have 91,000. was if you put 100 into gold, which has gone up 4% since the first of the year, you have 104,000. So that's a pretty significant difference. So call the Patriot Gold Group at the number on the screen, or email them at patriotgoldgroup.com. Thanks for watching.